1986, there were only 3 routine vaccines on the childhood schedule. That's it. And the amount of harm that they were causing resulted in every manufacturer going out of business or stop making them. Congress, in its wisdom, instead of forcing these companies to do what every other company must do when faced with that crossroad, which is what? Make a better, safer product, instead said, you can keep selling your product, and we're just gonna make sure nobody could sue you for those harms, no matter how many kids you kill, no matter how many kids you injured. It is the only consumer product in the entire United States that you cannot sue for a design defect claim, that Congress has given them immunity for it. And we have seen that has caused the CDC schedule to go from 3 injections in the first year of life in 1986 to a child today would be getting 29 injections under the CDC schedule in the first year of life if they got all of the recommended ones. And almost every one of those, except one of those vaccines, was clinical trialed by a company knowing they would never have to pay for the injuries for the most part.
Do you think it's possible that they'll ever reverse that, and what are the steps towards that?
Congress should repeal the law immediately and let these products operate the way every other product in the marketplace operates. For drugs, even drugs for small populations where there's not a lot of sales, pharmaceutical companies can make money. Why? They have to do 2 things to protect themselves from liability. 1, make the product as safe as technologically feasible, so you can't get hit with something called a design defect claim. 2, disclose all the risks, and you can't get hit with a failure to warn claim. You do those 2 things, for the most part, you can avoid liability. Clearly, they don't want to do that with vaccines.
Right.
Repeal the immunity and make them be honest with the American people. Make these products as safe as you can, disclose all the risks. The only reason they need immunity is because they don't want to do that.
Could President Trump sign an executive order?
No, Congress
That's
would have
not
to,
possible?
no.
Okay.
It's a law, it's a law passed by Congress, the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act of 1986, and it would need to be repealed by Congress.
Your case in Missouri, was it? With what was the school district? Mississippi, with the religious exemption?
Mhm.
Is there anything that New York could do similar?
We're working on it.
You're working on it. Good news, we're from New York. And any last information you could give us on successfully filing Freedom of Information Acts, because we know you're an expert at that.
All I can say is that on behalf of our client, ICANN, the Informed Consent Action Network, we have filed over 2,000 Freedom of Information Act requests with federal health agencies and other agencies. And they know that when we file a FOIA request and they don't respond, or if they don't respond properly, we sue them. So in that regard, we've been able to bring a lot of transparency through the work supported by ICANN, a credible organization. A lot of the Fauci emails you've seen floating around, a lot of the emails that oftentimes get reported on the news and lead down to investigations, including some of the emails that led to this investigation, had their genesis in FOIA requests that were supported by ICANN.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and great job today. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.